Alright, we should be live right now, guys. It's a lot on my end. Hello, guys. What about Nintendo? And today I'm here for another episode of Coffee Talk. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. A lot of cool things. Including Warframe getting announced on the Switch. And the Switch selling very well in Japan. Doing very well for itself. Stop, other dimensional me that I see through the screen. Playing on the other screen. Stop doing that. It's not allowed. That's not what I need you to be doing. I need you to be not doing that thing. So how you guys doing this morning? Hope you guys are having a good day. No, I said no. I said no. I said no. I said no. Let me just go around. Hey, I almost knocked over my coffee. That would not be good. That would not be good. Just gonna doop. Damn. Whoop whoop. We'll flam. There we go. Just listen to some music here while I wait for some more people to get in here. How are you guys doing this morning, though? You guys having a good morning? Oh. That is hot, that is hot, that is hot. Alright. You doing good, Mason Jones? Good, good, good. Trying to figure out which... I didn't have time to actually go and see which one I wanted to do first. You steps in your dog's crap. Ah. See? That's the reason I don't have a dog. Every time somebody talks to me about their dog, it's just like, yep, that's why I don't have a dog. And it's like, but no, I love my puppy. It's just like, I love it even when it pees all over my expensive furniture. And I'm like, well, I don't. I would not love that puppy no more. I would hate that puppy forever. Oh gosh. It's just, I just can't love them. Sorry. I like them. I'm just joking. I actually do like dogs if they're not my dog. I just don't like owning a dog because then I have to take care of a dog and I'm just too lazy. It's my fault, not the dog's fault. But let's get into the first topic here. I'm kind of tired. I'm just like, oh, this topics. What is this life? First topic, I do have a picture. I came prepared, guys. I remember why I was up so late last night. It's because I was preparing. Also watching Naruto, but that's not the point. I was also preparing. Hey, Tyus Gamer, how you doing? So let's start off with the first topic here. That is, Warframe is coming to the Nintendo Switch. That's right, boys. And it is being ported over by Panic Button. So, you need to not be in this shot. Get out. Your stupid lighting is always trying to take the spotlight. It's like, I want to be famous. I must rise to the top of YouTube. What about Nintendo's lighting that will probably be getting rid of eventually? Not right now. Not right now, though, because I love it. It's still very hot. But yes. If you did not know, Panic Button was teasing a new game for the Nintendo Switch. They were teasing it for a bit. A lot of people thought it would have been a Bethesda port. I thought the same. I thought maybe a Fallout 3 or a Fallout 4, even though, you know, Bethesda said there weren't plans for Fallout 4, but there were no plans for Fortnite either, I'm just saying. So, there were no plans for a lot of games that they just came out. So... but Warframe is what they actually were making, and it's a very interesting choice. It's if you don't know what Warframe is, it's an online shooter, but it's more like a Destiny thing where you actually play co-op with your friends, like up to 4 people, and you run through missions and you shoot. I think can you go first person? I'm not sure. I know it's third person at least, but it might be first person as well. But it's an online shooter. You run through this alien world. And yeah, kill things. It's pretty fun. There's also like a lot of parkour elements. Like you can jump, and if you jump and you zoom in to shoot, you actually like fly a little bit. You just kind of like float down, and you can like jump and like swing. You can either use guns, but you can also use a like a staff or a sword to beat the crap out of people. So it's pretty fun. I have it on my PC. It's also free to play, so it's completely free. There are microtransactions if you want, but I haven't I haven't needed any so far. I just used everything with in-game currency that I built up, and I don't really have to grind that much. I've heard that once you get farther into it, you do have to grind a bit. But so far I haven't had to, so it's interesting to see it. Have any of you guys actually played Warframe or anything like that? I'm very interested. But while I'm waiting for you guys to answer that question, we're going to talk more about some information we got on the game. And that is that Warframe does not offer cross-platform accounts or cross-platform play with the Nintendo Switch or any other platform. Hello, Raisins. Raisins, how are you doing? So, I assumed, it was a Nintendo Switch game, it would have cross-platform release, Xbox One, PC, but that is not the case. It does not have the ability to use a separate, if you have an account on your PC, you cannot use it on the Switch, and you cannot play vice versa. You cannot play, like, with your Xbox, you have Xbox friends, you cannot play cross-platform, and this is the same for the PC and the Xbox One, the Xbox One, the PC, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4, and the PC, the PlayStation 4, and the Switch. Everything. None of the versions have any sort of cross-platform play, and apparently that is because the team that makes the game just isn't big enough to support cross-platform play. So this is what they said. Let's read this. They said, our goal is cross-platform play, explains Warframe creative director Steve Sinclair. Our goal is updating the PS4 version in sync with the PC version with all the same content, features, events. For those that happen for the ecosystem is shared, we cannot diverge. Then studio manager Sheldon Carter adds, cross-play requires all platforms to be updated simultaneously, which is not what our development schedule allows for at the moment. Given the extra balancing needed to make this functionality fair for all platforms, and the delay in releasing content that would be necessary for simultaneous updates, unfortunately don't see Warframe cross-platform play existing in the foreseeable future. You download it on your PC, but your PC sucks? Oh. My PC's a beast. I just threw everything to Ultra 1440p, and it just 60 FPS smooth. It was just like, whatever. This game's like, whatever. I was like, it's right, it's whatever. My PC's just too good. Even though it's just a mid-range, it's just a 1066 gigabyte. It's not even like a mind-blowingly good GPU. It's like mid-tier. It's not even amazing. But that game just runs like on everything, so. But yeah, I guess if you couldn't play it on your PC, now you can play it on your Switch, which is cool. Though, when I watched the trailer, I don't know about any of you guys, but the frame rate in that trailer sucked really bad, in my opinion. Like, it was not good at all. I don't know if it's because I'm used to playing that game at 60 frames, and maybe the game's 30 on the Switch, but it looked more like 20 to me. I don't know. It looked bad. I don't know if you guys thought the same thing. Which it may just be, the game's not out yet, so I'm not judging it. I'm just kind of saying, like, it's not good. I mean, there's been games that, like, when Wolfenstein 2 was first showed off, like, the entirety of the game ran like shit. It was terrible. Like, even, like, when nothing was happening, like, it ran at, like, 20 frames per second. It was so bad. And then when the game actually released, it's, like, way better. Like, it's still not perfect, you know, there's still dropped frames, but it's not, like, not even close to as bad as it was when they first showed it off. So, Panic Button obviously isn't done with the game. There's still a lot of optimization to be done. But that trailer did not boost my confidence levels in any way. I don't know if you guys thought the same thing or noticed anything at all, but it looked bad. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, my gain is high. Like, turn down. You gain. You stupid. I don't know if that sounded bad. Hopefully not. I just picked up my whole mic. Oops. Oh, that's probably not a good idea. Let's move on to the next topic here, and that is also about Panic Button. So Panic Button got into an interview after they announced, you know, Warframe. They were talking about the Switch's future, and they were talking about what might happen, you know, if a new console, you know, a new console generation was to come out, and what they thought Nintendo would or should do in order to combat, you know, an Xbox 2 and a PS5. So let's see what they had to say about that. They said, Nintendo Switch, it's a really neat piece of hardware, and we're learning more all the time. We work closely with Nintendo and Nvidia, and it's an opportunity for us to do more and more with the hardware. It's interesting. It's still pretty early for the Switch as a gaming device, so I'm excited to see what happens in the hardware and the optimization front. It'll be interesting because who knows what's going to happen with the next generation. Does one party do an even beefier, more powerful machine? Do they look at what's happening with Nintendo and try to do that? Will they do both? Nintendo previous generations has made it clear that they're not competing on horsepower. Switch is a great example of delivering that without impacting the quality of games, and they made some great partnerships with Bethesda and others to bring AAA content to their platform. Maybe when they evolve the hardware, they'll amp it up in one area. Maybe that'll be graphics or hardware. Maybe they'll add to the controller set so it has additional inputs similar to the other platforms. So there's a lot of innovations to be had. Whoa. You in the south of France right now? That's cool, Cycling. I want to go to France. I want to see the Eiffel Tower. You ever see? I am assuming you've seen. Yeah, there's no way you haven't. I think you've seen. Gotta have seen the Eiffel Tower, right? I'm assuming. Well, and then again, I don't know how big France is, so maybe you haven't seen it, but I assume you've probably seen the Eiffel Tower. I mean, I haven't ever been to, like, Washington, D.C., but that's, like, because America's huge. It's ginormous, so. 800 kilometers away from your home, and yes, you did. Oh, wow. 800 kilometers. How many miles is that? Let's see. I'm curious, because I don't use kilometers up here in America. 497 miles. Okay, that's a pretty big distance. Pretty big distance there. About 500 miles. That's pretty big distance. I'd say to go 500 miles. How long would you have to go? Probably like 10 hours, I'd say. Probably a 10-hour drive. Roughly a 10-hour drive, I'd imagine. Depending on how fast you go. It might take me 8 to 9 hours. Man, stuttering is real today. 8 to 9 hours. That's a pretty hefty drive. Not sure why I'm saying things twice. Why I'm saying things twice. James Curl, how are you doing, bro? What is up? Meow. As far as what I think about what Nintendo should do, like, when the PS4, or the PS5 and the Xbox 2 comes out, I think that's the perfect time to be like, hey guys, you seeing this PS5? You seeing this Xbox 2? You're thinking, oh, Switch ain't getting that third party. Switch is done. It's over. Switch just ain't getting any more of those amazing Panic Button ports. It's just too bad, so sad. That's when they gotta come out with a 4K dock. That's when they gotta hit it. That's what they gotta be like, boom. Here you go. 4K dock. You thought we were all, you know, just gonna get wrecked, and, you know, the graphics just gonna be too good, and we just weren't gonna be behind it. Nope, here you go. 4K dock. There you go. You're good. And then they introduce the Switch XL, and on top of that, so not only would they release a 4K dock, then it makes handheld mode better, they released an optional new Switch unit that makes on-the-go play look better as well. And they're like, yep, there you go. We can handle this now. Third parties, you're all good. And by that, I expect that this will come probably around 2020. And the article agrees with me. They think 2020 is probably the year where new consoles are going to come. And I think that's true. I think they'll probably start announcing new consoles probably next year. And they'll come 2020 or 2021. So by that time, that would be, what, 3-4 years to the Switch has come out? That's plenty of time, you know, lifetime for them to announce an optional, more powerful actual handheld, like, where you have to go buy a whole new Switch. So I think, in my opinion, that's long enough to announce that. Of course, it's just optional. You can still play all your first-party games to still work on the older device. So I think a lot of third-party exclusives might be on the newer one, or at least ones that are like way more worth doing, where you don't have to play it like 300p on your, you know, handheld version. I think we probably will still get ports to the older one, I'd imagine, but they'll just run like really bad. They'll run, you know, decent, but they'll, you know, lower resolutions. They won't look as good. And then you can have the option, if you want the better experience, you could buy the new Switch. Please don't call it that, Nintendo, but the Switch XL or the new Switch or whatever they're gonna call it, and then that will have, you know, higher resolutions, better frame rate, and then you can get a 4K dock as well, or whatever they choose to call it, you know, to beef it up. That way they can keep up with the newer systems. I think that's what they do. I think a lot of people would buy into that. I'd definitely buy into that. I'd be all about that. Man, if they announced that a 4K Switch was coming tomorrow, I'd be like, okay, we gotta save up. So, why? You know what I just noticed? Is that none of my alert things are on. That is a problem. There we go. Hey, Wild Eagle 2218 Gaming, what's up? No problem. Glad to help you. You posted a pic in your server of the pool you have? Yeah, I saw it. It was dope, bro. You have no Wi-Fi here, and the cellular data allows me to watch streams or videos at 144p. Oh gosh, that's terrible. Feels bad, man. Hey, Koopa Troopa Poopa, how you doing? Here, let me throw you a link to that video I made. Let me throw you a link. It's ancient. It's ancient in days. Let me actually go find that. Hold on, I got a video all on this, my brother. This might take a while. Hold on. Wait. If anything would load, I would get you a link to this video, but it doesn't want me to. Alright. I just go to most viewed because it's like way too popular for some reason. 61,000 views? Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Jeez. 1,000 oh my gosh. Too many people have watched this. Too many. I literally didn't think that was gonna do like anything. I am from America. Land of freedom. There you go. Go watch that after this live stream. Also, guys, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button and that share button. But we're gonna move on now with the stuffs. We're gonna keep going here. All right. So we talked about panic button. Let's see here. No, skip that one. They didn't say like anything. This is an interesting one. This is a very interesting one. And that is that the Mario and Luigi developers are recruiting for a Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and smartphone 2D and 3D graphics designer. 2D, 3D, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and smartphones. So this is really, really weird to me. So a recent listing for a recruitment listing online shows that, you know, the people who made Mario and Luigi series, the Alpha Dream, is currently looking for a talented individual that is, you know, knows how to use 2D and 3D graphics design, which is very weird. Apparently, it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and smartphones. And I don't why. I don't understand. You've met more British people here than French ones in the malls? That's weird. I'm from Texas. I'm from Texas. All we do around here is wrangle cows and ride on horses and drink sweet tea on it. What are those generic, like, things Texans are supposed to do? Whatever that is, it's that. Hey, Josh Sheriff, how you doing? Oh boy, that's good news. What? This? This is just weird news. I'm confused. I didn't know that this team wasn't owned by Nintendo. I assumed that they were, because they kept making Mario and Luigi games. And that was like all they did that I knew of. But apparently not. Apparently they can make things for all kinds of stuff, because it's gonna be on the PlayStation 4 and smartphones as well. I mean, they can do smartphones and still be owned by Nintendo, because Nintendo has smartphone games. But on the PlayStation 4, I mean, that could be owned by Nintendo if Nintendo just wants to lease them out to the PS4 for some reason, but I doubt it. I just find this really weird, and I'm very curious, because I love the Mario and Luigi series, except I hate it as well, because it's the reason why we keep getting crappy Paper Mario games, but still, I love it. Bowser's Inside Story, dope game. Wish it was being remade on the Switch and not on the 3DS, but whatever. You know, what if that was it? What if it was coming to the Nintendo? What if they announced that Bowser's Inside Story was coming to the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and smartphones and tablets? That would be something. She's like, now you can play this exclusive Nintendo DS game on your PS4. Wow. This is exactly what everyone wanted. Except nobody wanted this. That would be hilarious. So it's most likely a 3D game. I don't know. Hey, Robert, how you doing? It says they 2D and 3D graphics designer. So, like, it could be like one of those, like a 2D side-scroller that has, like, 3-dimensional, you know, graphics or something like that. I don't know why I'm looking at my camera. I'm looking at my camera feed when I'm talking to you guys, because your comments are also over there. But I really should be looking at the camera to talk to you guys, which is like, I hardly ever remember to do this in videos. Especially in videos where I'm trying to, like, also read the outline to remember what I'm talking about, and then I'm trying to, like, look up and then I don't know if you guys noticed, but, like, I'm really trying to make sure I look at the camera, but, like, it doesn't work always. Because the camera sits on top of my PC, on top of my monitor, so when I have to, like, read things off the TV, it looks like I'm not looking at you guys. It's weird. It's a challenge. But yeah, not really much to say on this other than what I've already said, but, like, I'm super curious. It's just like, what is this? God, what is this? What could it be? I don't know. I'm very curious. So, I trust them, though. I think they're going to do something that's going to be cool. So, hopefully they announce what that is soon. Because I'm definitely looking forward to that. But if they're hiring right now, then it's probably going to be announced for a while, I assume. Let's move on to the next topic, and that is something that shocked me and didn't shock me at the same time, and made me ask why, and ponder the universe, and all this kind of stuff, and that is that Pokemon Go has made $1,800,000,000 in player revenue, and is still making $70 million per month. That's right, guys. You heard it right. $1,800,000,000 and $70 million a month. Which means people are buying $70 million worth of microtransactions every month. Why? 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 I thought, no, stop. This is too much. Too much. Ugh. So, some people say that Pokemon Go is dead. Some people say that Pokemon Go was a fad. Some people say that Pokemon Go only lived for a month and then it died. But no. I dare say it is not a fad. I dare say it's making too much money. You do realize this is making more than Mario Run has made, like, lifetime every month. It's insane. Cyclically, I would recommend knowing. I might make a new video on this because I need to make a new video on it. But there's a new method that a lot of people in the comments have showed me that I realize now is way better than what I was talking about in the video. And then it's just get a can of compressed air and shoot it into the rubber flapping underneath. Do that to clean out the dust. Yep, that was my reaction as well as Mason Jones. Hey, Cycly, or Syndiqual, excuse me. How you doing? Also, no, don't use a tissue because it could like rip up and get underneath there. Yeah, dry air. Something like a compressed air can, because if you use like your mouth, your spit could get in it and mess it up. Even if you don't think it is, there's a lot of moisture in the air you breathe out. So if you breathe that into the under the Joy-Con, it could mess it up. So don't do that. I would use a can of compressed air, especially when you can get one like the straw, and then you can put the straw like right underneath and just. And they're pretty cheap. You can find them like any convenience store pretty much. So not hard. They sell them at Walmart if you have those where you live. Probably Walmart's like everywhere. So yeah, apparently and then people can continue to spend more than $2 million every day, and it remains in the top 10 app revenue every month, pretty much. Also, by the way, guys, since it remains in the top 10, that means, and it's at 9, by the way. It was at 9, making $70 million. That means there are 8 other games making more than $70 million every month. You realize that, right? That means that they're only number 9. There are 8 other games making more money than them. More money than them. What is life? Why? It's because microtransactions, people, and nobody complains when it's on the phones. When it's in the games on your consoles, then people complain. But if it's on your phone, nobody complains because it's a free game. They got a free game, so you know they go pay, you know, a million bajillion amounts of dollars over periods of time for microtransactions, and they don't notice. Because if you pay, you get a game and you're like, oh, I'll just pay $1 here and $3 here and $5 here, and over the course of, you know, a year or so, you've paid like $100, $200 on this mobile game, and you're like, but paying $10 for Mario Run, that's just too much money. How dare they charge that? But you'll pay like, you'll end up going through all your little mobile apps and spending like $1 here and $3 there and $5 over here, and you'll end up paying way more than what Mario Run costs in microtransactions, and you won't even notice. You won't even notice. It happens all the time. And then you got the people spending like ridiculous amounts of money, and they know. And they know they're spending ridiculous amounts of money. So, oof, you guys should see this chart. This chart, though. Hold on. This is not working. Let me get that fixed. Boom. I can see it in the preview, but it's not showing up. That's a little weird. If you could show up, that'd be great. No, it's not gonna. Okay, fine. There we go. Alright. So, United States, 607 million. Japan, 500 million. Germany, 96 million. Great Britain, 77 million. Taiwan, 48 million. Who? Taiwan? That's unexpected. That is very unexpected. Taiwan, $48 million. People, stop. Just no, don't do it. I don't know. I've never spent a dime in Pokemon Go. So I'm interested if you guys have spent anything on Pokemon Go or even play Pokemon Go anymore, because I haven't. Well, I don't have service on my phone because I just stay at home all the time, so I just have Wi-Fi like everywhere I go. So I don't need service on my phone, so I don't pay for it. So I never played Pokemon Go. It doesn't really work inside your house. It's not enough Pokemon. I've tried. It's been 3 days, but you're already missing your PC. You're 99.9999999% sure Walmart doesn't exist in France. Walmart doesn't exist in France? They have Walmart like everywhere. They even have Walmart in China. How come they don't have Walmart in France? I thought Walmart ruled the world. You'd think. Them and McDonald's. McDonald's is also in China. There's a lot of things in China. KFC's in China too. It's weird. My sister and my brother went to China, and they sell weird food there. Even if you go to like something like McDonald's or like KFC, it's still weird because they don't. It's not real KFC, a real McDonald's. It's fake KFC and fake McDonald's. But this just blew my mind. I wanted to talk about it, but let's move on to the next topic. And freaking allergies! I hate you. So that is that Nintendo Switch has now sold over 4.5 million units total lifetime in Japan. So, Famitsu, they counted up all them numbers. They calculated and, you know, crunched them numbers, and they figured out that the Switch has sold 4.5 million systems in Japan. To be specific, 4,524,037 systems. And keep in mind, lifetime, the PlayStation 4 has sold roughly 5.75 million units in Japan. And Switch is catching extremely fast. In fact, I think that this time next year, the Switch will already be past the PS4's lifetime sales. And that's really good. Like, this is becoming one of the fastest selling systems in Japan. It's selling every single week, you know, higher than the PlayStation 4 and higher than pretty much anything that's just selling ridiculously well. And it's great. It's nice to see that it's doing well. It's nice to see that. And it's quickly overtaken Japan as the #1 console. Like, it's just selling ridiculously well. And I would not be surprised if this time next year we're talking almost 10 million. We're talking getting close to 10 million this time next year. Especially with Pokemon Go and Smash coming out late this year. And then another mainline Pokemon game coming out 2019. Like, you bet that this time next year we're talking 10 million. Which is insane. Because that will be double what the PS4 has now. And it's been in the market for, what, 4 years? 4 or 5 years? Was it 2018? It came out like 2013. So, yeah, we're talking like almost 5 years, I think, for the PS4. Switch is at 1 year, and it's almost gained. It's almost completely overtaken. It's 1 million units roughly away from what the PS4 has sold. And it's been out for way less time, which is absolutely incredible. So, yeah, I get you, dude. I got you, Cycly. It's no problem. I understand. See you later, though. This spaghetti and some McDonald's in China and Japan? Yeah, it's weird. Why? Why, though? But yeah, it's nice to see the Switch doing so well. Hopefully that means we're going to get more third-party games. More awesome first-party games, you know. Nintendo's just going to keep supporting this system. That's why I like seeing the Switch sales. Like, I don't really care that much about the console wars. It's just because I have a PS4 right here. I play it. I love the thing. I like a lot of the games that are on it. I have a PC. I play that as well. Xbox One, not so much, because I just play everything on the PC. But I love pretty much all the consoles, so it's not that reason. I'm just over here like, mwahaha, burn, Sony, burn. I'm just like, if, you know, the more Switch sales we get, the more third parties we're gonna get, the more first parties we're gonna get, the more likely Nintendo is to release something like a 4K dock or some other kind of cool accessory that we can get. They're just more interested in actually working on the system and getting great games on there when a system does well. When a system doesn't get well, you get the kind of release schedule like the Wii U, and it sucks, and you get like one major game every 6 months, and you're just like, no, But why? And you know, the games that were on the Wii U, like even the best caliber games now, are like, yeah, it's a pretty okay game compared to like the good games on the Switch. Like this was like the biggest, heaviest hitters on the Wii U were like, yeah, it's decent for what we're seeing on the Switch. Like we're getting some good games, and the more it sells, the more good games we're gonna get, the more money Nintendo's gonna have to invest in first party and third party relations and all this kind of stuff, and then we could get something like a 4K dock or a more powerful Switch come out, and those are the things that I really want, because like my only complaint with the Switch right now is that it's a little weak, it's a little underpowered. I really wish it was just a little more, you know, a little stronger, and I would definitely pay money for that. So seeing it sell more and more is it's getting us closer to that 4K dock. It's getting us closer to that Switch XL that I want to see. So I do love my Switch, and I love my first parties, but I kind of want to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at higher than 720p. It's just, you know, with an unstable 30 frames per second. That's just what I want to do. You know, I want to play my Mario Odyssey at 1440p, and, you know, not 900p. I want to play my Breath of the Wild. It's like, you know, high resolutions. It's what I want. I think Nintendo has some of the best, you know, art styles ever. They have some of the best IPs ever. And those IPs deserve to be on a platform that can push some serious graphics. So, that's what I'm hoping for. That's why you can't wait for the emulator to get good. Yeah. You can play Breath of the Wild at like 4K if you play, you know, on the Wii U one, which is essentially the same as the Switch one. There's like no difference because Nintendo had no time to upgrade. They didn't even have time to get it running well on the Switch with the Wii U graphics. So, you can play Breath of the Wild like 4K, but I definitely think that this means that we're gonna get, you know, we're getting closer to that Switch XL. We're getting closer to that 4K Switch. So, plus, even if it does run well on emulators, it's never quite the same experience. Like, there's so many glitches and just frame rate issues and stuff with control issues and stuff with emulators. Like, it's just such a hassle. Like, I love emulators and I like to play games on emulators, but like, if I had the choice of playing like on an emulator or on the actual console, pretty much every time I'd pick the actual console, because emulators are such a hassle. So that's why I'm hoping for a 4K dock, because I'd shell out $200 for a 4K dock easy, or 1440p dock or whatever. Even if it's a dock that just means that every game that's 720p on the Switch now is 1080p, and every game that's 1080p is 1440p. You know, or games that have an unstable frame rate, stable frame rate at a slightly higher resolution. You know, it's like something like that. Like Wolfenstein 2, you know, put that at like 900p, stable 30 frames per second. Like, that's good. That's fine. Maybe get it up to 1080p, stable 30, or maybe you can put it like 720p, 60 frames or something like that. That's fine. I don't need like every game to be 4K, 60 FPS. I'm just like, higher resolutions we have now, more steady frame rates, and I'm good. I'll pay $100, $200 for that easy. Let's get into the Smash topics for today, because we're all out of the normal topics, them normie topics. We gotta get into that Smash Ultimate topics. So let's turn off this music. Let's go. Turn on display 1. Grab my camera. Boom, just like that. And let's open up the music tab and play on. So, for today, we have the Pokemon Trainer. So, today's fighter, 33 through 35. Yes, he includes 4 spaces, because that's just not how Nintendo rolls. Is Pokemon Trainer. So, the trainer returns with Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard. You can play as a male or female trainer. So, to watch their little thing. My camera is way too big. There you go, you got the Pokemans. There you go. And as we always do when we watch a trailer for a character, we always go to their character page. Let's go to the character page. find him. No. Here we go. And we can see that bad boy. So we got Charizard here. I love the new, like, very anime kind of flame effects that they have nowadays. More cartoony, more anime-like. Almost, kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Very cool. I like that. Works very well with the Pokemon. A lot better than the more realistic flame style that they had before. I think it just works better for Smash, and especially better for things like Pokemon. Just looks more natural. Looks more like what it should, in my opinion. So I like that. And you got Squirtle over here. Gotta love him. I love what the new lighting engine has done for the Pokemon. Like, they just look so good with the new lighting engine. I love it. Every character looks good in the new lighting engine, but I feel like Pokemon especially look really good. Especially Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff looks amazing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try them out. I love Pokemon trailer in Brawl. I thought he was dope. I thought he was awesome. And I can't wait to play them again in this game. So, especially it's like, the cool thing is, like, in this one, if you want to, some people were complaining, like, Pokemon trainers coming back was like, oh, but I just wanted to main Charizard, or Ivysaur, or Squirtle. I didn't want to play as all of them. But you don't have to, because unlike the other one, there's no timer. You don't have to switch out Pokemon, you know, and you don't have to, there's not a specific timer between when you can switch. You can switch as many times as you want, anytime you want, or you could just stay with one character. So you want to main Charizard? Okay, just switch over to Charizard, or if he starts at Charizard, cool, and then just play Charizard and you're good. If you want to main Squirtle, do the same thing. Ivysaur, you can main them as well, and you don't ever have to play as the other ones if you don't want to, which is cool. Or you can do this, the thing that I've seen like people play, and you can switch over depending on your, like, you can use Squirtle for the faster, you know, chip damage and rack their damage up, and switch to Ivysaur or Charizard to knock them off. So I think there's a lot of different playstyles you can use with this character, which I think is really cool. So yeah, I'm excited to play as them. Definitely gonna try them out. A lot of Pokemon in this game now. Very good. What would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pokemon in Smash now. I thought, you know, I really thought that Eevee would be announced for Smash with all her its evolutions, but that didn't happen, because I was like, you know, they got Pikachu in here, and he is sporting his more, you know, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee look, but they don't got Eevee in there, which I thought was odd, but, you know, what you gonna do? But next up, actually, I think if we switch over to the Japanese Smash Bros. Website, we gotta look at, yeah, we gotta look at something else. And that is that they show off the Game Boy to N64 adapter. So that's, today's memories, is the Pokemon Trainer. So they show off the 64 Game Boy pack that was included in the Nintendo 64 software, Pokemon Stadium in 1998. This is translated weird, so I'm just gonna try to figure out what it's actually trying to say. So, I think what it's trying to say is how many people have played with friends while projecting Pokemon software for Game Boy on the TV screen. So, I don't know if you guys ever had this. I never did. But there was a adapter for the 64, and they had one for the GameCube as well, that lets you play Game Boy games on your TV, which was essentially kind of like the Switch. So it was kind of like a pre-Switch kind of idea, and you could play on the go, or you could play at home, in a way, and it was cool. I never even knew about this till like a couple years ago. Well, I kind of did, because I saw like them kind of trying to tell me to connect my Game Boy Advance to my Wind Waker, so I knew that was thing, but I didn't really know that you could just play any Game Boy Advance game, like, just on your TV, or a Game Boy game with the N64, because I never had a Game Boy, actually. Not a Game Boy or a Game Boy Advance. My brother did, because he was a little older, but I started handhelds with the DS. I got a Phantom Hourglass DS Lite. That thing was, like, the bomb diggity. I loved that thing. Even though Phantom Hourglass now in retrospect is probably the worst 2D Zelda game ever, it was still awesome. I still love it. I'd still go back and play it. But it's just not as good as the other ones. Like Phantom Hourglass is better, Link Between Worlds is better, Link to the Past is better. But it's still not a bad game, and I love the thing to death. So that was my first one, and they didn't have a connection for that. They didn't have that. I don't think they ever had a connector DS tier TV. They had one for the Game Boy. They had one for the Game Boy Advance with the DS Lite. Just didn't have that. 3DS doesn't have it either. I don't know why. I guess they decided that you don't want to play your games at 144p on your TV. I don't know. Maybe that's what they decided. They're like, you know, this is kind of the HD era. Back then, that was okay. You could play, you know, your 8-bit games and, you know, on your big screen stuff. That was fine back then. You know, when you're playing on your 20-inch CRT. But now you're playing on like a 50-inch, you know, 4K TV. Maybe we don't want to be blowing up those 240p images that big. Maybe that's what they were thinking. Like, no, I don't think anybody's really going to want to do that. So, that's probably what they're thinking, but still would have been cool to see one of those. Yeah, apparently they sold one of these, which I think is pretty neat. So, on to the final topic of today, and the final Smash topic, and that is Marth. So, today's fighter, number 21, Marth. Marth is an exceptional sword fighter with long reach. He'll do most damage with attacks using the tip of his sword, so spacing is an important factor. So, let's watch his. Look at him tearing through people. Beating the crap out of them. And yeah, this is Final Smash. Playing through Fire Emblem Awakening on my channel, I actually do recognize this arena as a place that you can battle in Awakening. Does it look nowhere this good, near this good. Actually, it looks pretty crap in Awakening, but damn the lighting though. Back here, I don't know, something about the way the arches are lit in the background looks really cool to me. I don't know, that physics-based lighting. Oh, love it, gotta love it. But we can see him as usual. We gotta go to his fighter. What was he? What was he? It helps to know the number 21. Helps to know the numbers so you can find fighter easier. So 21, Marth. There we go. We can look at my boy Marth here. He actually sports a different design in this game than he did in the other one. Slightly, not like completely overhauled or anything, but he does look a lot different. If you know what you're looking for, you can see differences, for sure. Len, is that Len? That's what her name is, right? She's awesome, this character right there. She's dope. Yeah. I always like playing as Marth. He's pretty cool. I never quite understood how to take advantage of using the tip of his sword to deal most of his damage. I was never too good at him, but I enjoy playing as him every once in a while. He's a fun character. I'll definitely try him out again. But I prefer Lucina, because she's faster. Even though this time she's an Echo character, so I don't know if she's as fast as she was before. Or, I don't know if she plays the same or they changed her up to make her more of an Echo-y character. Not really sure. But, personally, I like Lucina better. I don't know if you guys do or not, but I like Lucina better. But there's actually a memory for him as well. And that is today's memory. It's some reason translated at Mars. It is not Mars, it's Marth. First appearance was in Fire Emblem Dark Dragon and Light Sword, released in 1990 for the NES. By the way, Fire Emblem Flower Snow Moon for Nintendo Switch announced last month at E3 will be releasing the spring of 2019. And if at first you have no idea what they're talking about, you're like, I don't remember this Flower Snow Moon game announced. Music, can you go to your line? I don't remember this Flower Snow Moon game being announced for the Switch. When is this? Is there another Fire Emblem game announced? All we heard about was 3 houses. Nope, there's not another Fire Emblem game announced. It just how happens to be that in Japan, instead of calling it Fire Emblem 3 Houses, they call it Flower Snow Moon. I don't know why. I guess those are the 3 houses, even though I'm pretty sure from what we've discovered from looking at the trailer, those aren't the 3 houses. So it's like 2 of them are the houses, and then there's like this one other house. So I don't know. I might be mistaken about that, but instead of calling it Fire Emblem 3 Houses, no, they have to call it Flower Snow Moon, because that's just smart. Not. But yeah, you can see the box art here for the first game Marth appeared in. So yeah, he's pretty dope. He's pretty dope. But I'll definitely try him out. But I think I'm gonna stick with my girl Lucina for the most part. But anyways, guys, that is all. Let me just. I don't know why I like to do that. I don't know why. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed this coffee talk, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're actually very close to 1,300 subscribers, guys, which I think is absolutely crazy. We like just hit 1,200 and we're already almost to 13. Like, we get like almost 50 subs like a week. Like, insane. Yeah, we're 4 subscribers, guys, away from 1,300. I earned 172 subs in the last month. Like, this is absolutely bonkers numbers that I'm doing right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for those who supported me. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you to my older subscribers. Thank you guys all so much for being here and supporting me. Yeah, thank you guys all for watching. And I'll see all you dudes later on. What about Nintendo? Bye.